I'm going to give you a chance to finish your test in just a second. I want to go over the following questions, and then I want to discuss what you're cutting or what you have been cutting out. I know Ashanti has his in order, so I'll steal his in just a second. It says write an equation in point slope form. Point slope was y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Does anyone know the answer? Because I wrote it down wrong last period. That would work. Yeah, that's a different version. Yeah. Can you do it the version I did?
Yes.
Okay. I'll wait. Okay, while I'm waiting, I'm going to tell you that the Choose Your Own Journey packet you're cutting out is going to be a project grade, which means you're going to put in the 60% category, and it's going to be due on Friday. And that sounds overwhelming, since if you look, there's 36 little squares. But once we look inside, it's actually not very scary at all, and we'll do so in just a second after I finally get some answers to some bell ringers today. Someone tell me what I should get on the bell ringer.
Wait, we had.
What did you guess on number 2 then?
We had the answer. I guess H.
H. That's actually going to end up being the right answer.
Oh, so I usually go with C and everything. And
Same. I'm consistent. I agree. I agree, but if I had guessed, I wouldn't have guessed H, because that's all -1, a -1, a -1. I would have guessed one of the -1s. But back to this problem. If we can't do things in point slope form, we've already done point slope form. Why does no one have an answer to this? We've already done point slope form. It's already happened. It should be something easy. It's not like I'm asking you to solve a triangle like it's geometry. So tomorrow we're going to take a quiz on standard form, point slope form, and slope intercept form then? If I don't get an answer, that's what we're going to do.
You talking about foot pressing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had that. Did we have to solve it?
Did it say solve? Did it say put it in slope intercept? No. It says point slope.
I put y equal -2/3 at equate 7.
Is that my form?
No.
No. So right now we're having a quiz tomorrow. Anyone else want to fix that? Please tell me.
-7 + 7.
Is this 7 take away? 7? I know what it is. Wait, let me write it down.
I'm going to continue to stare at you.
Is it -7?
I'm going to stop my recording for a while.
Wait, something happened to that.
P.S. People listening to the recording, there's high potential for a quiz tomorrow because we don't remember point slope form. Let me unpause. Thank you. So, yes, we're definitely going to take a quiz on that. Do you know how sad that is? I already know point slope form. I've already taught you point slope form before you're already supposed to know point slope form. So how can we on a bell ringer be as stuck as we were today?
Because it left our brain.
I see that, but you see, why will I continue to teach new information if it's just going to leave your brains? And if your brain was at capacity with point slope, then what are we going to do after this? Because my goal for you is calculus. We can't remember point slope. We're never going to remember derivatives.
What is that?
Exactly. We're not going to be able to get to it.
Miss Compton? Wow.
It is a problem.
Guess what I did?
I know what you did. You moved the you moved the 8 over to the other side, which is fine, but that is not what I was looking for.
That was a mistake.
It's not a mistake. Ashanti had this. Which is not necessarily wrong. It's just it wasn't in the form. It wasn't like this, which is what I was looking for, and he couldn't fix it, so maybe it is wrong.
I was talking about that one. The one that you had on there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one that you just boxed in. I made a mistake and put 7 as a Y.
I did that last period. Someone fixed me and got candy. I was off my game in math, but at least I knew points look form, so.
Yeah, I knew that one too.
Oh my goodness. I'm really disappointed on that one. I'm hoping you're going to make me happy on this one and we'll do a little better. Because at the moment we're off our game in math class, which is a little scary because we're about to talk about a project and finishing up a test. So that is scary. Okay, it says something about f at g of x. What is g of x?
X to the second power of 2.
So instead of putting g of x inside those parentheses, I'm going to put x to the second power minus 2. That's a good point. That was good. Okay, we spent a lot of time going over things like f at 2. And if I had said, what's f at 2, what would you tell me to do? If you saw that notation, what would you tell me to do?
Plug in 2 for A.
Everywhere you see an x, put a 2. The same thing happens over here. Everywhere you see an x, so instead of 4x, we're going to have 4, x squared minus 2 plus 1.
Wait, you put X to
I did. Everywhere I saw an x, the x used to be here, I put what it told me to plug in. It told me to plug in x squared minus 2.
Oh.
Okay, if I distribute, I'll get 4x squared minus 16 plus 1, which is 4x squared minus 15, which makes me sad because it's not on the answer key. Sorry, maybe I should add an L and have a 4x squared minus 15. Maybe I should. My goodness, but I told you that he was right. So, something's gone wrong, I guess.
I'm so confused because I swear you said that wherever you put an X, it's 2.
Oh, I know. Thank you. Please help me fix that.
Yeah.
Is H really there?
No, yeah, H is really the answer. Why have I multiplied wrong? What do I need to change?
Negative 2.
So instead of what?
Negative 16.
Okay, so this should be negative 8. So it should be, instead of a negative 15, what should I have?
7.
Negative 7. So it should be 4x squared minus 7, which is h. Okay, if it had said f at g of x, and they had told me g of x was pony. If they had told me g of x was pony, then I would have done f at pony, and my answer would have been 4 pony plus 1. Seriously, whatever's in the parentheses, you replace x with that. Even if what we're replacing x with is a higher powered x, it's fine. If you understood how to do that problem, which a lot of us did, then you understand that, which is called function composition, which is actually a really big part of Algebra 2 with trig, so you're already off to a good head start. We've done some like that. I recall one in our function machine. It was a purple packet we did once. Okay, I am welcoming you to try number 2 for homework. I think it needs more information, but I would love to see if you could figure out today's bell ringer, because I could not. I'll show you a similar Aspire question tomorrow, but I'm happy to see your calculations and see if you can figure out Tuesday bell ringer. I hear the answer is supposed to be C, but the person who told me that couldn't give me the work to back it up. So if someone could figure this one out, I'd appreciate it. However, you'll probably be like me and just stuck. But maybe someone can, because I am having an off day. Because I messed up. What I'm not telling you the truth about is that third period I messed up and plugged in x and y in the wrong spot in point slope form. And then I did the exact same mistake I did here, except I did it intentionally this time. It's not intentional last period. So needless to say, my math is off today. So maybe you can figure out Tuesday, because today is not my math day. So, again, you've been cutting this out. I have a shunties. It does not have to be beautiful squares. If you want it to be, it can. He's already put his in order. The page number's in the bottom right. So, oh, no, he hadn't.
I didn't?
No, there's a 6, then 10, then 14. You need to put them in number order. I'll gladly give you a clip like I put on his in just a second. Does someone have theirs already in order?
I got mine in order.
Like numeric order?
Does that mean by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Mine's.
Okay. So I want to look at Hiram's, and let's talk about how this is feasible by Friday. Well, first of all, people like Will have already finished their test, and this is what they can work on today during class. However, otherwise, I'm not giving you any class time on this. This is the only time I'm going to talk about it. If you have any questions about it, don't ask me during class. Come see me 0 period. Now, because it's called Choose Your Own Journey, that's what it's called. What does that imply?
Your own way.
So you're going to do it your own way. There are a lot of decisions you get to make on your own throughout. And there are right or wrong decisions. But you will figure it out as you go, because if you make a wrong decision, eventually it makes you go back to a page and figure out what you did wrong. Like it makes you figure it out. So we'll look at it in just a second. So look, the first page says about it describes the choosing your own journey. It tells you the cute little story about why you're in the jungle and everything. So the first 4 pages, 5 pages, you haven't even done any math. You don't do math until page 6. That's nice. So on page 6, you don't even do math. You figure out which equation is set up correctly. Is it A, B, or C? Which one's the right system? Which one's the right one? Which one do you want to go with? And let's say Erin thinks it's B, then she would go on to page 8. Which means she doesn't have to do 7. She can go on to page 8. And then Erin gets to page 8, and I know Erin just loves graphing. So she might go to page 10. But Hiram, he's really good at substitution, so he might go to page 12. So if he goes to page 12, he'll work out something, and it'll say, turn to page 14. So he'll have to go there. So back to this page where it's substitution, graphing, or elimination. I'm not going to know if you work with a friend, because I don't know what goes on when you leave my room. And I honestly don't care, except I'm going to notice if you and your friend, or you and whomever, have the same journey. You do not want to have someone's exact journey. Do not match someone's journey. So if you work with someone and you get to this page, make sure one of you chooses a different way. If you choose substitution, make sure your friend chooses elimination or graphing. Do not have the exact same journey. I will not give you your full credit. I potentially will give you a bad grade, and I'm putting this in the 60% category because I can. Okay, and then it ends, and the last couple pages are just telling you the story of how it ends and what happens. So it's a cute little thing. We're going to put it in the 60% category for fun. Are there any questions about that? Because I swear it's the last time I'm going to talk about it. Yes, dear?
How are we going to check this?
How are we going to check this? How can you check it? Oh, how am I going to check it? I'm going to check your journey and see your work and stuff. And see, like, oh, Owen said he did substitution. Well, let me see his work with substitution. Owen said he did graphing. Where is his graphing work on that problem? That's a good question. So I'm looking for Owen's work. So back to, like, I'm referencing page 6 for some reason. That there are other pages I could reference. On page 6, if Owen claims he chose, not page 6, page 8, if Owen tells me he's solving by elimination, then I should see somewhere, either on the back of the paper or on a separate sheet of paper, I should see somewhere his work. I obviously can't give Owen any credit without any work. Thank you, Owen, for reminding me to point that out. But I must have work in order to know. So if you said elimination, I need your work for elimination. Thank you, Owen. I appreciate that. Again, if it says, notice there are some things that say answer in complete sentences. If you don't answer in a complete sentence, you're not going to get all of your points. We're going to do this as a 60% grade. It should be a nice, easy one, but sometimes it's the easy grades, what I think are easy A's, that throw us off because we think it's just too easy. So be careful now. Okay, let me know if you have any questions during 0 period. Besides that,